Thanks for joining me again. Today I was just out and about in the field. I was going to cook a bison steak and drink a tea and maybe smoke a pipe. But I started thinking about something that I've been seeing in a lot of survival shows and YouTube videos and things like that lately. One of the ones that I was really taking notice of was alone and how much people struggled to set this paiute deadfall. And the reason that I feel like I might have a valid opinion on this is there was a time in my life that things were a little bit rough. I was living in a house with no power, no water, uh, not a whole lot. The grass was getting overgrown because I didn't have a lawnmower or anything like that. And I started getting a mouse infestation on top of everything else. Uh, like I said, not my proudest moment, but it is what it is. Well, having always kind of had a little bit of knowledge of traps, and I was even interested in survival and camping at that time. Of course, I couldn't really afford to do any of it, shamefully. Uh, I still just took sticks out of the backyard and I made little traps and everything like that, like figure fours and paiute deadfalls, all that kind of stuff, to trap these mice that were getting in the house. And they were working really well, but one thing that I learned how to do was tune these traps, which seems to be a skill that isn't really touched upon very much in most videos. So I'm just gonna kind of show you a couple of little things that I do to help my traps work a little bit better. And there's some things that I haven't done to this trap that can also be done that I've seen other people do. So I'll pass those along as well. Stay with me. All right, let me show you what's worked for me. So now the first thing is I be sure and flatten out the tip of this stick so this stick is not trying to roll back and forth underneath this rock. Also, I make sure that this wedge shape is deep enough right here into this stick that it's not trying to twist or turn or do anything crazy there. Another thing is I actually go ahead and just hammer this stick down a little bit. You can make it a little bit longer than you need it, hammer it into the dirt. That way it's a little bit more stable. This piece doesn't need to fall over. Okay, all that needs to happen for this trap to go off is for this toggle to be released, come around, release this lever. It may flip over the rock or whatever, but the rock will fall straight down. As long as the rock doesn't fall on top of this piece, you're golden. So one thing I like about that is it does make sure that the rock falls straight down. It doesn't let your trap fall side to side if it gets triggered. So that I find definitely helpful. Another thing is if you have a rock that doesn't want to sit like this and it wants to fall off from side to side, you could actually take a couple of sticks and put them behind the rock to help brace the rock, because the rock only has to fall forward. It doesn't have to fall off to the side. So you can brace the rear of the rock back here with a couple of sticks if you need to help hold that rock where you need it. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to stop the trap from triggering. So this has worked very well for me for rats and mice, and I really think this trap doesn't need to be as complicated as it's shown to be on survival shows and Discovery Channel and other YouTube channels and all that. If you tune the trap to work for you, it's going to work for you. So let's see if we can set this bad boy off. Dead rat. Easy, easy. No cuts. That's how long it took to reset this trap. Didn't take long at all. So just wanted to show you that. If you stabilize the parts that need to be stabilized a little bit better, you know, making the trap look pretty is great because, you know, it's kind of like with knots. If they look great, they'll work great. But this trap, it's more important that you tune it than it is that you make it look pretty. Unless you're making a static display for a museum, make it work for you. Tune it. Design it right.